Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Joshua Harrell, and thank you for watching my video update. If you are coming back, of course, welcome. If you are new, thank you so much for watching. I just recently started a journey treating cancer, or going through treatment of cancer, and I'm using my YouTube channel as a way to kind of document the journey and update my friends and, of course, my family. So, this is week 3, which is halfway through my full-on treatment. I'm in 6 weeks of radiation every 5 days a week for 6 weeks, and then I have a week of chemo. I had my first week. I had a whole week of chemo, and then I will have another week. I thought it was next week, but it's the week after. So right now, first off, I have read your comments. Thank you so much for leaving comments, and I have answers for you if you have watched my other videos. So I am going to get to the answers. I just wanted to give those of you who are tuning in just for an update, I wanted to give you an update. But I've got answers for you. And then at the end, I have heard some of your comments about no gross stuff. So but then some of you are asking for gross stuff. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to answer some of your questions, and then I'm going to hit on, a lot of you asked, how did I find out, like what were the symptoms? How did I find out that I had anal cancer? So I'll get to that, but I'll give you a warning if you're just tuning in for an update so you don't have to hear any gross stuff if you don't want to. So as an update, 3 weeks in, I am doing very, very well. I am in a constant state of tired, but my friend Britta told me that if you are already tired, you don't have to get tired. So, I mean, why do the extra work to get tired? So I really love that philosophy. So I'm in a constant state of being tired, but I have energy to do things. I just need to take a lot of breaks. So that's going on. And in my earlier videos, I shared how radiation is, you just don't feel anything. It's just, you want laser beams, they're not laser beams. So you don't feel anything when you're doing it. Well, I did know that there were going to be some side effects that were going to happen, and one of them was going to be a sunburn feeling down there. As you can imagine, anal cancer is dealing with a specific area of the body. So imagine a sunburn where the sun don't shine. There you go. That's what I'm going through right now. It's not painful. It's annoying. So there's that. And I do want to add that the doctors have ordered IV fluids twice a week. So I had it last week and then I had it this week, which I must be helpful. I feel fine. I'm just in a constant state of tired. So that's the update. 3 weeks in, of 6 weeks worth of treatment. At the end of 6 weeks, I'm not gonna have an answer. I'm not gonna know that I'm cancer free. It's going to come well after I get through the treatment, because chemotherapy and radiation treatments, it's cumulative, so it happens. It happens way past the time. However, some things are easing up, so I feel like we're making some movement there. So yay for that. Yay for all the support. Thank you so much, because the love, support, and energy I'm getting from around the world is blowing my mind. When I first started to share my journey, and I got such great feedback, I thought, well, this is great. And then in the last week, it's gone worldwide. We're going worldwide, and there's been support, but then there's also been great tips and advice. People who have gone through this either themselves or with their family members or friends, and shared some practical tips, and we're able to share some optimistic stories. So thank you for that, because you don't have to do that, and I really appreciate it. I also appreciate that you guys who made this comment, I'm answering this question. I do not have a lump on my neck. So apparently when I did my big reveal it's cancer video, I was doing it in my car. I must have been doing something weird with my neck. At first, when I was seeing the questions about you have a lump on your neck, you should have checked out, I thought it was my port. Okay, this is a little gross if you don't want to see it, but like I thought it was this thing, but that wasn't in that video. So I think my neck must have been just in a weird shape or I twisted or something because I do not have a lump on my neck. And I just want to make sure, thank you guys for looking out for me because so many of you commented on it. I didn't realize I had a lumpy neck in that video. But just so you know, I did have a PET scan with radioactive sugars that goes and attaches itself to cancerous type things, and had a whole body scan. And right now I'm stage 3 anal cancer. It's all very localized in my buttocks and then in my lymph nodes around my groin. So it's very localized, and that is making the doctors feel very optimistic. But I have to say, thank you guys for noticing, and thank you for telling me to check it out because I was mortified. But I have checked myself, and I had the doctors check, no lump. So I must have just been doing some kind of weird thing with my neck. So wanted to answer that question. So thank you again. I also want to say something that is before I get to the symptoms part. And again, I feel really good. So my energy right now is awesome. I'm getting some work done. I feel productive. I'm not 100% myself, but I'm doing all right. The thing I wanted to say is so many of you watching have found my videos through the fact that I'm going through this journey with cancer. And thank you, again, thank you. But I also want to say that I am definitely more than cancer. And I hope that you stick around after I beat this thing. I hope you stick around because I am way more than cancer. So I just, that is something that I found interesting, that so many people are subscribed to my channel and they're looking for the updates. And again, I feel so honored that there's so much interest and people who genuinely seem to care. But I do some other cool things. So I don't have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, but please check out. I had a little music thing that I used to do, and now I get to work in the travel industry with amazing, badass travel professionals, travel entrepreneurs. They own their own travel businesses, and I get to help them be phenomenal. So there's way more to me than cancer, but I'm glad you found me, and I'm glad that that you are here. So I just wanted to get that out there because it did seem like that is what was most intriguing about me, and this is just a hiccup. But somebody said in the comments, they said it's like being a part of a club that you never wanted to join, and it totally makes sense because there's quite a lot of us in this club. We don't want to be in the club, but we're in this club, and that is fascinating because until you go through it either yourself or with a family or a friend, I don't think you realize how many of us are out there until you touch it. So yeah, it does feel like a special club, and we all know the ins and outs of our experiences. And again, just so blessed. And some of you for recommending other channels. Thank you. Other people who are going through cancer or have gone through cancer who have shared their story on YouTube. I'm definitely checking it out. I feel so uplifted and supported right now. I am absolutely gonna kick its butt. So we're gonna be singing more TV show theme songs. That's gonna happen, definitely, and or Patti LaBelle songs. So right now, I'll sing "When You've Been Blessed, Feels Like Heaven, Heaven," because I do feel blessed. All right, So that's kind of my update. And then I wanted to get into the symptoms for those of you who were curious about how did I discover that I had anal cancer. So those of you who do not want to hear, you can leave, and I'm okay with that. And see you next week. Those of you who do want to know about the symptoms, I'll let you know. So I explained in my first video that for a year I just didn't feel right. And I'm not somebody that shies away from going to the doctor. I go to the doctor. I feel like I'm very in tune with my body. So when I said that it didn't feel right, I felt very tight inside, which made me feel like it was stress. I could attribute it to stress. I was going through a lot of stress. I am in a constant state of stress. So it kind of made sense. So a year ago, I had what I thought was a hemorrhoid. Now, I guess I didn't know what a hemorrhoid was because it was not a hemorrhoid. It was just a lump. The thing that made me think it was a hemorrhoid is that it was there and then it was not there. And then it came back and then it went away. So I just assumed that sounds like a hemorrhoid. I even, during the period of it coming and then going, I had a colonoscopy because I'm at that age where you should get it done, and came back all good, nothing going on. So all clear. Don't need to come back for 10 years. Now the hemorrhoid came back, and again, I just assumed it was going to go away again because I thought it was a hemorrhoid. Then I go to Denver and I come back with what feels like COVID, the coughing and all that stuff. So it felt like COVID, and I didn't have it COVID. I did test several times because team members of mine did get COVID on that trip. It was a work trip. But when I came back, I was coughing like crazy. And when I cough, I don't know if everybody else does this, but when I cough, I press down in my body. So imagine that stress down there. So what happened is all of a sudden the hemorrhoid got really angry and started to swell up and get really big. And I can feel it. It's like Donald Duck's tail. That's what I felt. It wasn't painful. It was just annoying. And I, like a pimple that is ready to burst, I was really worried about it, putting preparation H on it and everything. Still not going to the doctor because I'm thinking hemorrhoids, they get big and then they go away. Then it popped, or not popped, it opened. And then it felt a little bit better, but it was this big gash. And after that, it didn't heal up. I was taking salt baths and treating it like a wound, and it wouldn't go away. And so I go to the doctor, or I call my doctor, and then refers me to a specialist. The specialist looks at it, and he's kind of like, "It looks a little funny. I want to see you in the operating room. I want to investigate." But this person was not on my insurance. So then I had to start the whole process over again and go the right way through insurance. So this is where I wasn't afraid to go to the doctor. I knew something was wrong, but I was making a cause and effect connection that wasn't real. So then end up going to my primary care, get the referral to go to another specialist, and this woman asked me if I have taken pictures back there. No, I have not taken pictures back there because she wanted to see kind of the journey it had been on, and I didn't have pictures of it. And so then she goes and she takes pictures with my phone, which is very awkward. And I'll share that story another day. So anyway, on my phone, I've got pictures. So nobody steal my phone is really what needs to happen. So then she, like the other doctor, wanted me to go in and she wanted to go in and poke around. So she poked around and she found that there were cancer cells on the mass that was on outside of my butt, and then inside she could feel a mass about the size of a golf ball, I guess through my anus and then off to the side. These are not great words to have to say, but I wanted to share this for those of you who are like, oh, do I have a hemorrhoid? Definitely go check it out, especially if it lasts for a long time. And you know what? I could have gone to Dr. Google and seen a picture of a hemorrhoid and said, oh, that is clearly not it. But I didn't. So stupid me. That was just me being stupid. So anyway, that experience is why it kind of took so long. So I knew something was wrong with my body before it manifested as a mass. So that's you should listen to your body, but even going to the doctor, I wouldn't have been able to point them in that direction. It wasn't until it manifested itself into this mass, because again, I had a colonoscopy a year ago, all clear. There was no connection in my mind to that. So that's my symptoms. That's how I got through it. So, or that's how it was uncovered for me. I don't know how it is for everybody else. My aunt, not blood connected. My aunt has had anal cancer, and I have to return her call because she called to say, hey, I've got some tips and advice for you. She doesn't know that I have my friends on YouTube and Facebook that have been so open to share their experiences with me. But, you know, her experience might have been completely different. She and I never talked about it. So now we've got a bond again in a club that we don't want to be in. So anyway, I'm going to call her back and talk to her about it. But I just wanted to, for those of you who wanted to know the symptoms and how I uncovered it, I didn't feel right in my body, and I felt like something was wrong. And I think many people would have chucked up what I was experiencing, just how I felt mentally and physically to stress. The thing that I didn't know was that what I was just labeling as a hemorrhoid was not a hemorrhoid at all. Now, I say that, but even part of this journey, kind of somewhere along the lines, the primary care physician looked at it and said, I'm going to give you antibiotics because if this is an infection, then the antibiotics will start to heal it within 24 hours. If it doesn't feel like it's getting better, then go to the ER. I went to the ER, and even the ER doctor said, it looks like a very angry hemorrhoid. So I must not have been far off the mark with that, but that kind of added to this confusion, and just the more time kept passing. Fortunately, it seems like we caught it at a good time, and I've got these amazing doctors who are working on it. I explained about the triad in my last video between the rectal surgeon, the oncologist, and the radiologist, sorry. So I feel really optimistic, but I really feel optimistic because everyone around me is making me feel so uplifted right now. So I know this was a long video. I hope it was helpful. I appreciate you spending the time with me and checking in on me. I'm going to keep giving you the updates and also share way more fun because, again, I am way more than my cancer story. This is just this moment in time. All right? So until next time, take care of yourself so you can take care of each other. We can take care of each other. All right? See you real soon. Bye.